Right, audio check 1, 2, 3. Audio check. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go racing here at Monza. We are on the way here for the second round of the GT3 Pro League here on the PlayStation 4 at Motives. We're heading down towards the first chicane here at Monza. This video gamer on the inside, having managed to take pole position in the qualifying session. PS Fit is looking to the outside of him though, coming into the first chicane with 3 wide in the background here, as we've got quite a few cars currently going toe to toe, as we've got somebody riding over the curbs a little bit there. That was Guitar Rich there, really riding over the sleeping policeman coming through the first chicane, but he's just had to back out of that one as he's side by side, I think, there with Senna. So Senna's made a really storming start in this race, up into 3rd place. What a great start there from Senna, but it is currently PS Fitz who's really trying to challenge on the back of Appenloo right now. So it's Appenloo currently in 2nd place, just behind Video Gamer. Video Gamer's pulled out a bit of a gap. PS Fitz really sideways coming out of the 2nd chicane. Oh my god, PS Fitz did really well to hold on to that, but in the background there has been a little bit of a Constantina effect there. There's quite a few cars involved in that. Tynus is involved. Cordy manages to get through it, but Tynus also Pete Bibb I think might have got through it as well, but Riga there caught up in that as well. So quite a few cars caught up in that one. A Video Gamer though leads the race, and he's put out a bit of a gap here on his first lap so far, even more than what it was in the first sector. That's now over 2 seconds between Video Gamer and Appenloo. You've got Senna there running in 3rd place, ahead of Guitar Rich. There's PS Fitz in P5, ahead of Yellow Army, ahead of Riga, followed by Yellow Army. Pete Bibb there in 8th, ahead of Corday, who's currently got Tynus and House trying to pick him up here, coming through Ascari, and Tynus is up into P9 there, as Corday gets loose coming out of the Ascari chicane. He's just ahead of Jazzman, and Nilsson there running in P12 at the moment here in this race, but it's currently Video Gamer out in front doing the business. He's got a well over a 2-second lead now over Appenloo. He's continuing to pull out that gap as we speak. He wants to have as much of a gap as he possibly can over this man here, Jazzman, and this man here, Tynus, in the house. These two are going to be absolutely flooring it around the Autodromo di Nacional Monza here tonight, as we can see Tynus into the pits at the end of the first lap. So is he fixing some damage? Maybe, potentially. He is getting some damage fixed, because you can see that Bentley looking quite battered. Jazzman's not looking quite as bad, but definitely those two have been in the wars. Now the question is, can they make a full tank of fuel last the race? I think they probably can. I think you can quite easily, to be honest, but they're going to have to do the entire race on one set of tyres from here to the end, so those tyres are going to be quite worn out by the time we get to the end of the race. Are they even going to bother changing tyres? At this point, they probably might not. They might as well not bother, because they're only going to be a couple of laps pressure than they would otherwise be at the end of the race. So I reckon that Tynus and Jazzman are probably going to be switching to a no tyre change strategy now. Obviously there's no pit window, so you can come in at any time. Having said that, they have been sat in the boxes for a little while, so maybe they are changing tyres. I don't know. Although potentially they could just be putting fuel in. Maybe they've half tanked it and so weren't ready for such a scenario as what they're experiencing right now. But yeah, those two are sat in the pit box still, so they haven't moved, which is a bit strange. That will all play into the hands of a Video Gamer, who's out in front, currently doing the business here. He's got nearly a 3-second lead at the moment over Appenloo. Oh, Video Gamer's lost it, coming on the exit of Ascari, and he pins it into the wall. And where's Appenloo in all of this? He's going to pick up P1. Video Gamer's going to have big damage on the front of that Ferrari. Appenloo takes the lead. Senna's running a little way behind these. He'll be coming up on the scene in a moment with Guitar Rich just behind him. PS Vids has lost ground to these guys over the course of this lap so far. He's 4 seconds behind Senna and Guitar Rich. Running in P5 at the moment is PS Vids. Riga there in P6 ahead of Yellow Army, followed by Pete Bibb there. Then you've got Corday, Nilsson in the background. But wow, Video Gamer now down in P2. Is he going to come into the pits? No, he's staying out. So he clearly feels he's got a hold of this damage, but it's quite visible there in the front of that Ferrari. He's definitely taking a bit of a battering there, and Video Gamer might struggle in the next few laps. He's got a 2.5 second gap here to these two, Senna and Guitar Rich, who are currently side by side coming into the first chicane, but Guitar Rich hasn't quite got enough of that Lexus alongside the McLaren of Senna at the moment, and Senna holds on there in that little scuffle there. You've got PS Fitz in P5 there ahead of Riga, who's got Yellow Army really putting the pressure. In fact, Yellow Army's got ahead of him up into P6, so Yellow Army's got ahead of Riga. In the background you've got Corday there, sorry, not Corday, Senna has suddenly teleported down to P9. And Nilsson's in the pits at the moment, so Nilsson's coming in at the end of lap 2 as, yeah, that's Senna there just dropping down the order down to P8, so a bit of a strange one there, but Appen in the race by 3.5 seconds, having got the lead off of Video Gamer making that mistake out of Ascari on the previous lap. He's got Guitar Rich right behind him, well, not right behind him, but he's closing on him because obviously Guitar Rich without any damage, Video Gamer with some quite hefty damage. Let's go back to this battle here because Riga, Pete, Bibb still having a battle, also Senna and Corday having a good little scrap at the moment, but the cameraman on this game is absolutely shite. I mean, you click on somebody and it just takes about 2.5 seconds for it to actually click on what you're clicking on. We've lost a driver as well, somebody's retired quite early on, so I'm not sure who. I think it's a disconnection because nobody seemed to be massively out of position. Oh, as we can see, Pete Bibb around the outside of Riga up into P5 around Ascari, so a nice move there from Pete Bibb up into P5. You've got Senna there still just ahead of Corday, but Corday's looking to the inside coming down towards the Parabolica. Has Corday got enough of his Audi alongside Senna as they're coming into the Parabolica? Now onto the brakes they come. Here he goes, looks down the inside, he might be able to get 2 in 1 here. Can he do so? I think he might be able to, you know. So Riga there around the manages to coming into the pits here at the end of lap 3. So yeah, to be honest, I don't know what's going on half the time. I really don't. But Appen leads the race by 7.5 seconds right now ahead of Guitar Rich. Riga in the pits, and Video Gamer is the one who left the race, so Video Gamer's disconnected. So that's why everybody else is now up in position. Yellow Army's on the back of PS Vids as they're now coming down through the Curva Grande, but PS Vids seems to have just extended that gap a little bit through the first sector so far. There you can see in the foreground Guitar Rich coming on the exit of the second chicane. There's PS Vids and Yellow Army coming through your shot. There's Pete Bibb and Senna in the background there coming through the De La Rocha chicane at the moment. You've got Corday there in P7. Riga's currently still sat in the pits, but obviously they will count as his mandatory pit stop, so he's technically got that done and out of the way, and he doesn't have to worry and stress himself out and get himself in a really stressed out emotional state, because obviously it's done and out of the way, and you know that's that weight off your shoulders, so to speak. So obviously, although having said that, he's been in there for quite a long time, so presumably a bit of damage, or quite severe damage being dealt with at the moment. But Appen still leading this race, and he's continuing to put out that gap at the moment over Guitar Rich. He's got over nearly an 8-second lead over him at this point. You've got PS Vids there running at third place. There's still got Yellow Army trying to hunt him down as these two coming down towards the Parabolica. As here we go, Yellow Army's pulling out the slipstream now, looking to the inside. Can he get this done? Yeah, PS Vids holding it around the outside for the time being then, as Riga is now off and on his way and heading down towards the end of the pit lane. So he's come out about maybe 25 seconds behind Tynus, probably about 20 seconds behind Jazzman, and he's come out not too far behind Nilsson. So these, in fact, no, hold on, wait, what? Oh no, he's quite a fair way behind Nilsson. He's just also been lapped by Guitar Rich as well as Riga, but nonetheless back out on the track as per usual. So Corday's into the pits here at the end of lap 4 as well. So Corday's now coming in and will be stopping in his box in a few moments' time. Appen still leads ahead of Guitar Rich. Guitar Rich continuing to fall off with the leader. He's pulling away from PS Vids at the moment, though. PS Vids has still got Yellow Army pretty close on the back of him right now as these two battle it out over the final podium spot. Corday's just off and going now, so he will be back out on track momentarily. Yellow Army's still trying to get the move done here on PS Vids as they're coming on the exit of the De La Rocha chicane down towards Lesmo 1. Once again they come, but PS Vids has got that held on Yellow Army at the moment. Got a few comments coming in. John Jig there saying let's go Pete and Rich. Guitar Rich doing a very good job at the moment. John is currently running in second place. It's been a very strong showing indeed from him so far. PS Vids Pete Bibb running in P5 at the moment. So yeah, both of those in a very strong points position. And we've got Yellow Army still on the back of PS Vids, still can't find a way through at the moment. Scooter Paul says evening races. Hello Scooter Paul, good to see you. John Jig there says what was the Bentley doing reversing onto the track in all the traffic? To be honest mate, I really don't know. I really don't know. I hope that there's an inquiry or something. I don't know. Matthew Cuthbertson says hello Andrew. That's obviously Diabetic Lamb there. Races in our Project Cars 2 leagues there. Chiming in, good to see you in the comments there, mate. We got Torde saying a video gamer had a bad connection in the first place. That's why he disconnected. Yeah, we thought that one was a ticking time bomb. But currently PS Vids and Yellow Army still pretty close. 0.6 of a second separating these two as they're coming down the start-finish straight right now. But Yellow Army just a little bit too far back at the moment. Both of the cars they're driving in, the Aston and the Mercedes, are very good in a straight line. So there's not too much that the Mercedes can do. The Aston is pretty much a match for it. But let's keep an eye. Obviously, we know PS Vids as well. I think he's quite an experienced racer around this circuit. I did actually find him in public lobbies on this game. I was doing a few races. I was bored and a little bit. Head was a bit of a mess, and I just thought, why not just jump on ACC and drive some Monza races? You know, simple track, quite easy. I know it very well. I know that at the back of my hand. I thought, why not just let off some steam and play some ACC Monza races? And what would you know, PS Vids was in most of the lobbies, and sent him a link to the Discord, and he signed up. Yeah, he's currently just ahead of Yellow Army at the moment. These two 0.4 of a second apart, as we've got some blue flags being waved. Not 100% sure what those are. They're for Riga. So Riga's just been lapped by Guitar Rich, and he's got PS Vids and Yellow Army just about 5 seconds behind him at this point. So Corday, Tynus, Jazzman, Nilsson, Riga have all been in and observed the mandatory pit stop, which is dictated to them by the rules here at Motive in the ACC leagues. But currently we've got PS Vids, Yellow Army still battling in the top 6. Appenlu, Guitar Rich, PS Vids, Yellow Army, Pete Bib and Senna all still yet to make their pit stop right now. Also, I want to apologise for the unfortunately slightly depleted grid here tonight. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that 6 people contacted me in the last 12 hours to say that they can't race, we would have had 17 cars on the grid. If it wasn't for the fact that 9 of the regular drivers who are signed up to this championship, bear in mind they signed up 3 weeks ago to this championship, 9 of them out of the 20 couldn't make it tonight. 9 people out of 20. That's a 45% of the people who are signed up to this championship couldn't make it. And it's like, it's moments like this where you start to think like, what am I doing? You know, what am I doing? It's like, you've got the 12 guys who turn up, obviously 11 now because video game are disconnected, but you've got the 12 guys out, or 11, 12, let's say 12, because 12 turned up, right? So you've got 12 guys who turned up, and all I want to do is try and find another 8 for them, right? For them. For the guys who turned up tonight, I want to find another 8 or 9 people or whatever who will take their spot. Every part of me, every part of my instinct is saying, fuck it, I can't be arsed. Because it's just, I'm just fed up of it. But then, to the 12 guys who turned up tonight, who like racing, who, you know, they look forward to their Wednesday nights, and they want to race, and they want to take part in a championship. For them, I've got to go and find some people who actually want to race. And then you've got a load of dickheads who just can't be arsed. And it just fucks me off, man. It seriously pisses me off. Because the guys who bothered tonight, the guys who actually want to race and who look forward to their Wednesday GT3 league, it's like, for them, I've got to go and find some people who can race. And it just why do the people who sign up full time who can't make it ever? Why bother? Why piss me about? Seriously, just why the fuck do they do it, man? Seriously, do I get paid for this? No, I don't. So anyway, PS Vids still in 3rd place right now. Yellow Army is 2 cents of a second off of him at this point, and these two still having a good battle for the final podium spot. You got Senna coming into the pits here at the end of lap 7, but it's Appenlu still leading this race by over 13 seconds right now. This is just an exhibit of the self-control that I have to exercise myself on a daily basis since the beginning of my life. But currently, at this point, Senna observing that mandatory pit stop, so he becomes the 6th driver to observe that rule. And yeah, John's there suggesting a system that I know that Actual Vision implement, which is, and I think it's probably about time that we started doing that. To be honest, it just needs to be done. I think there needs to be, like, the thing is that it's only a 6-round season, so any missed races really affects us as a championship and as an organisation. So obviously, if people can't make any more than one race missed in a season is a massive ball ache. Any more than 2, so if you miss 3 races out of 6, what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? And I don't care. I'm not going to like sit here and sugarcoat it anymore. I'm not just going to sit here and try and be professional and try and be all PG and stuff, because let's be real, right? Nobody does sim racing if they're like under the age of 13, right? I think we all know, since most of us know that since we were teenagers, we basically you can let your mouth, you can run your mouth, and people aren't going to be too surprised, right? I'm not going to be PG about this. It's just bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's a piss take. It's a massive kick in the teeth. It's just a piss take. John's saying there's something on SLP. Yeah, I know. It would be really easy to do. It just frustrates me that it even has to be that way. I just don't understand. Why can't people have integrity? Why can't people just honour their agreements? It's like, we all do this because it's how we like to enjoy our spare time. Shouldn't have to be. There shouldn't have to be like attendance registers and all of that bollocks. I just don't. I'm not about that. I don't think it should be all formal and stuff. Why can't people just be straight up? And JR saying, sack it off, Andy. Get back on track and enjoy it. I enjoy commentating. I like being able to provide something so that others can enjoy it even more. Do you know what I mean? I like others to be able to enjoy it more. If other people, that's what I get my enjoyment out of. I like to race, but I also like to make it more into like a spectacle, like an event type of thing. If I can make it seem like, if I can make it a bit more exciting for those who take part in it, give them something to enjoy afterwards, that means quite a lot to me. Plus, I hate to make my life too easy as well. I have to make my life a little bit too difficult. It's just I don't feel comfortable with being relaxed. And the thing is, I don't commentate every night anymore. I used to commentate every night, or 6 nights a week I used to commentate. And now it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It will be. It's actually only 3 nights a week at the moment. No, 4. 4 nights a week at the moment. It's going to be 5 quite soon. I need a night to just let off some steam, but there's no one to commentate. I'm happy to do it. I don't mind doing it. I'd be more than happy to sit in a commentary box every night and not do any racing if people turned up, and if it was an exciting race, and if it was a full grid, lots of action, everybody's clean. You know, I would be more than happy to never ever sit at a sim rig again. Honestly, commentating to me is just as good. I enjoy commentating just as much as I enjoy driving, when it's actually a good race and when there's people who are making the racing exciting. Tordy, I'm on the grid on Sunday. Yes, you are, Tordy. Also, I'm going to be jumping into some public lobbies again soon to try and get some more faces on the grid for that one for Sunday night. Sprint races are more action filled, of course they are. They're always a little bit more exciting. To be honest, these endurance races are good when you've got a full grid. Generally, there's always something going on when you've got a full grid, but right now you've got 10 cars on the track. It's just, yeah, the likelihood of there being some interesting action is just quite low. But yeah, hopefully Sunday night should be good. We do need to maybe get a few more people out there, but yeah, I'm starting to lose hope on this Wednesday league, because we have 20 people signed up to the league. And what was I supposed to do, right? As far as I knew, at the beginning of today, we were going to have at least 14 people on the grid tonight, at the beginning of today. And then 3 of the people who had confirmed that they were racing said they couldn't come. Sorry, no, 4. 4 of the 14 people who confirmed that they were racing couldn't come. That then knocked us down to 10 people. Bear in mind that there's a few who haven't confirmed at this point. Then a couple of the people who hadn't confirmed then come and also drop the bomb they're not racing. And then that's 6 people that can't race. Plus we already had 3 that couldn't make it to begin with. So we were expecting. I was hoping we'd have between 15 and 17 drivers tonight. And then you get about bloody 6 people within 12 hours of the race saying they can't make it. And that's the thing, there's nothing more I could have done. Sometimes I can look back and I can be like, well, you know what, I couldn't have probably got a full grid even if I'd tried here. There's nothing more I could have done. I couldn't have made it any more accessible. I couldn't have, you know, I put the confirmation page out on Monday, for fuck's sake, Monday morning, right? When Freeman ran this league, he sometimes didn't even put it out until Tuesday, sometimes not even until the race day. I put it out on Monday. That's 60 hours before the fucking race. And still, nobody bloody well can even make the time for the race. See, I put the confirmation page out on Monday and people still wait until 12 hours before the race to tell me they can't make it. You don't even need a confirmation page to tell me you can't make it. You can even DM me. You can DM me the week before. You can DM me a few days before. Just say, look, I might not be able to make it tonight, or I might not be able to make it for the next race. But no, none of that. So sometimes you wonder why people. I used to wonder why people go fucking insane and why people go crazy. I understand it completely now. I'm mentally strong enough to not go insane, but I know exactly how people do. I really do know how people go insane, because I've been to that place where I do temporarily